Hi, I'm David Hildesheim, and I'm here to introduce you today to the U.S. Rifle 30 caliber M1 or M1 Garand. This rifle was manufactured from 1934 to 1958 and saw service in every branch of the military from 36 to 57. From World War II, Indonesian National Revolution, the Korean War, Arab-Israeli War, Indo-Pakistani Wars, First Indochina War, Algerian War, Lebanon Crisis, Cuban Revolution, Bay of Pigs invasion, Cambodian Civil War, Lebanese Civil War, Iran-Iraq Wars. They still find these today in Afghanistan and Iraq. They still find these cached away with other weapons that insurgents have stored away after all these years. The rifle was designed by John C. Garand when he worked for Springfield Armory. He was a Canadian. He did become a U.S. citizen. The rifle was named after him, and it should have been called a Garand, but it was always mispronounced, and it just became a Garand. It was the first semi-automatic rifle used by the military ever. Adopted in 1936. It became the first standard issue auto-loading infantry rifle in the world. With millions of the accurate, efficient, and durable weapons were produced in World War II. U.S. troops had such an advantage in firepower that General George Patton called it the M1, the greatest battle implement ever devised. Signing over all of his patents for this rifle, John Garand gave it all to the government and continued working on other things. The M1 rifle is a 30 caliber, gas operated, 8-shot clip loaded rifle. It is 43.6 inches long and weighs 9.5 pounds. It is fed through the top from the magazine, into the magazine from a clip. The N-block clip. N-block is a term for altogether. The ammunition was loaded into the clip, and then the clip was inserted into the magazine of the rifle. And it would fire as fast as an infantryman can pull the trigger. The ammunition was loaded into this clip and then pushed into the rifle. If the ammunition was here, it would push down this follower and release the bolt, and it would be tension against it as it went in. And when you pushed it all the way down, the bolt would start to slide forward. Your thumb would be holding it down. As soon as you released your thumb, the action would slam closed, loading the first round into the rifle. The rifle was now ready to fire. At the end of the 8 shots, the clip was ejected from the magazine of the rifle, and it made a very distinctive sound.
Do you know the exact history of this one?
The exact history of the rifle will never be known. They produced so many of them, there was really no accurate records kept. The only thing that I've ever heard of anybody being able to do was to file a FOIL request, and they found out what depot it went to and where it was shipped out from there, or where it was supposed to be shipped out from there. But other than that, I have no idea where this wound up. It was made in October of 1942, so we were in the height of World War II. The Japanese had bombed Pearl Harbor a little over a year ago, so it's pretty assured that this went somewhere overseas and with a soldier and fought on foreign soil, and eventually was returned back to the depot, rebuilt and re-arsenaled. This particular rifle was re-arsenaled at the Red River Arsenal. There's a stamp on the stock where it's stamped RRA. I don't know what exactly they did to it. The barrel was replaced. The barrel has a date of around 1958, so the barrel was replaced towards the end of its service. It's in very good condition. It shoots really, really well. They said that the rifles were accurate out to 500 yards because the average infantryman would start having a hard time hitting targets out past 500 yards. I have personally had this rifle out to over 1,000 yards with iron sights and still hitting the target. And at 100 yards, it'll put all 8 rounds in the 10 ring to this day. The M1 fired an array of different ammunition, all in the 30-06 Springfield or caliber 30 M2 ball ammunition. They fired tracers through it. There was attachments to use it as a grenade launcher with a blank round, and it would fire a grenade. I don't have the grenade launcher, unfortunately. The ammunition typically during the war was packed in these canvas bandoliers. They could be easily slung over a shoulder or hung around your neck. Okay, as I said, the ammunition was packed in these canvas bandoliers and packed into ammo cans, so they could just grab them out, fling it over their shoulder. Sometimes they would carry them on a belt with the clips individually with them, because the bandolier was sort of cumbersome to get them out of sometimes. A variety of attachments that went to this weapon. There was grenade launchers. There was variants of these weapons, the M1C and M1D, that were sniper rifles, and they had a scope mounted to the side of them, and it was offset to the side because it would hit the scope when the rounds are being ejected from the top. And of course, like any good military weapon, you could fix your bayonet and charge if need be. The Garand is still used by drill teams, ROTC, the Marine Corps Silent Drill Team, still use an M1 Garand to this day in their exercises. I also brought with me today a 48-star flag. This was the flag of our country during the World War II conflict that this rifle saw service. It was the flag of our country from 1914 until 1957, when Alaska became our 49th state, and then followed by Hawaii shortly after. Thank you for watching my brief presentation on the M1 Garand rifle, the greatest battle implement ever devised.
Thank you for watching. Take care.